Welcome to Vegas Climax 5th. My name is Ben Hooks, celebrity commentator Ben Hooks even, and I'm joined by a man who needs no introduction, but we'll get one anyway. Afrodynamic, how are you feeling?
I do appreciate that, man. And since you did bring it up, I have to do this because this is my inaugural spot at the HyperX Arena. So, seeing as how again he let me in, I am going to give you my information. In case you do not recognize the melodious baritone seeping through your speakers right now, this is the one, the only, the voice of KPB. It is your boy Afrodynamic, a.k.a. Big Brother Maui. Yes, you are welcome. And like my man said, we are here at the HyperX Arena for Vegas Climax 5.
Absolutely. We have an incredible show for you here today. We have all of the leading SNK titles, the SNK World Championship titles, Samurai Showdown, 19, of course, KOF 15, City of the Wolves, their current flagship, and Art of Fighting 3 making its way back from so many years ago.
Yeah, again, I don't want to... This is kind of like, the grandfather for a lot of, SNK's titles. And the really cool thing that, I was trying to get into before the show started, I'm now wondering who had the instant kill first, Guilty Gear or Art of Fighting 3? Because, again, for everybody who knows, if you have the ultimate KO, that's it. That's the match. Yeah. You get no second chances. So now it's going to be really interesting to see how that's going to play into a tournament setting.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's going to make things interesting, to say the least.
When it comes to did X start it or did SNK start it, I always edge on the side of SNK.
Yeah.
Because they're the progenitor of so many things in fighting games that people don't even think about. So I'll look it up when we go on our next break, though. Because I do want to know. And since you did ask that is an interesting question.
True.
But we're going to have some Art of Fighting coming up. I think we'll have that first, even.
From what I understand, we're going to lead in with the Art of Fighting. And from there, we're going to get into the, I guess you can say, the regular run of things, so to speak.
Moving forward in time. That's not Art of Fighting. That's the other one.
Yeah,
I like that game, too.
Again, like I said, there's a couple of casuals right now for Sam Show. And again, I am so excited to really see Sam Show spread its wings a little bit later, man. That was hands down one of my favorite games, one of my favorite fighting games, and I will die on the hill that is one of the best fighting games ever. Hard stop.
Full stop, huh?
Yeah.
Sam Show 2019, one of the best ever.
Yes.
Okay.
Without question.
Okay. I like it, and I definitely do believe it deserved a better chance than it got. Unfortunately, unforeseen circumstances, as well as unfortunate netcode culture we had at the time. Yeah. Preventing it from getting what it deserved, but it has had something of a resurgence.
Yes, it has.
In recent years, so I'm definitely glad to see it being played offline, see it being played at all, because that was Karama Yashimaru was the coolest thing ever. That was the coolest design ever.
That was a turning point for a lot of people. And again, I'm not even going to knock it. All right, like I said, don't get me wrong. I have a short list of Sam Show favorites over the years. Again, very vaunted, very storied franchise. An incredible roster that just covers so many different corners.
So many different corners, so much play, so much money. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, that is a big thing right now. So, as you can see here, the breakdown is for KOF 15. The pop bonus is 1,000. That's our starting point. It's keeping it nice, simple. Up next, there's the Sam Show. Pop bonus there is $6,000, $1,000 for each of the top 6 players. And then the big one, Fatal Fury City of the Wolves, $8,000 pop bonus, an extra grand for everybody who places top 8. Not just the top 3, the top 8. So, $1,000 in Vegas on the weekend. Good things can happen. Look at it like that.
Absolutely. I mean, why am I working 40 hours? I need to get good at video games. This is an incredible amount of money, and they'll be battling tooth and nail for it, because this is every one of these events, every one of these SNK events, the SNK World Tour events, have had semi-life-changing amounts of money on the way to the really, really big life-changing amount of money at the end. So You know, you've seen some of the greatest talent make their way into these games, into all of these games, and we have so many of them here today. Actually, when we were talking about starting, like doing Climax 5, I was like, we'll have some good players. It'll be whatever. But then it was like, I checked the attendees went live. It was like Score, NY, Chris G, Punko. I was like,
Yes, yeah, it is amazing the level of talent that these games bring out. And on top of that, it is also amazing the level of talent that these games inspire in the players themselves. To see so many people, particularly with Sam Show, to see so many people gravitate towards that game from all the different neighborhoods, we could say, of the FGC, and to see them reach that next level through Sam Show, that is just like, it warms this old heart of mine. I won't lie.
Sam Show is so cool because it is that kind of game where you're like, it's simple, right? But then you get to, not only do you get exposed for your gimmicks, but you get to learn how to actually be good. You get to learn how to run that layer 1 where you're like, oh, I'm going to strike them and see if they're a masher. If they're a masher, I can win. If not, I have to figure out a way to get them mashing, because everything is me trying to find that. And this transfers to other games. Maybe you're doing longer combos. Maybe you're doing air dash. It doesn't matter, though. That layer 1 is the same, and you're taking that and you're running with that, and you're getting better that way. So Sam Show, games like Sam Show, but Sam Show obviously being the blueprint for those other games, Grand Blues and things like that.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it is a beautiful game in that way. And it had Kurama Yashimaru in it.
Yes.
It had Batman.
Cannot undersell that enough. Had Kurama Yashimaru, had Darlie Dagger. Yeah. And I know that she is the runt of this particular litter, but that is not a slight against her. Wu Ruijian.
I knew it has to be the geek one, right?
Exactly.
It has to be the nerd girl.
I look at it. She is basically my Han Dynasty Velma. That's the way that I see her. All right. And again, just I wish I could remember off the top of my head who said it, but I always remember this one quote regarding Sam Show. Sam Show brings out the absolute best of anybody who plays it, because you have to put so much of yourself into your gameplay, into your character choice, into your reactions. You need to know who you are as a player when you really take that game seriously. It's heavy, I know.
That's really deep stuff.
Again, I apologize. It is very heavy for this early in the day, but still, you have to acknowledge what it is that we're going to be dealing with. You are going to be seeing the absolute best and the absolute most of a lot of the people who are going to be coming up on stage later today.
Yeah. No, that tracks. Just fighting games in general, I feel like bring that out in people, but the less distilled, I want to say, the less distilled your fighting game is, the less additional stuff, right? I love my rev blows. It's gotten me out of so many bad situations, probably when I deserve to be there.
Oh, but I can say this on the hill, my favorite fighting game mechanic originally was Burst and Guilty Gear. Absolutely love that.
It's an amazing mechanic.
Until Shatter Strike became a thing. I absolutely adore Shatter Strike. It is the greatest, like you said, it's the greatest distillation of risk versus reward.
Right.
It can turn the entire tide of a match like that. However, when it comes to Sam Show, that is heightened risk, but amazing reward.
Right.
Again, on both sides of the equation, the scales go way, way, way up. That one dropped input, that one misread, that one singular moment where you make a decision and you immediately regret it. And let's be frank, we have all been there, all right? You jumped, did a standing neutral, you did a standing normal when you meant to do a crouching. You did not know the exact hit and hurt box of what you were trying to press, and that's the game.
That is the game indeed. But the game that's coming up is going to be that Art of Fighting 3. We're going to have SHOUTOUT versus Diaz.
Okay. All right. So one of the bigger things here, and because Art of Fighting 3 is one of those games that I always used to say this had no business looking as good as it did. Especially for the time that it came out.
Beautiful game.
At the same time, it is a complicated game.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, there are a handful of, not so much a handful of mechanics, but just the general pace and flow of this game. Not what most people are used to. So if there's going to be some ring rust, we could say, I'm not going to hold that against anybody. All right. Again, like I said, it is a venerated title. It has been a minute, but it's in the fire now, basically. So now we need to see who is going to get burnt and who's going to who's going to put the meal on the table for everyone else.
Absolutely. And like you said, if there is ring rust, there is no hate for that. I went into that Art of Fighting Fightcade channel. There were 11 people in there, and none of them were here. None of them are who were here today. So
again, like I said, no fault to anybody who's taking the stage today. All I am interested in seeing are some good fights.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we will see who they'll even be rocking, because, as you said, Art of Fighting, a little bit old. So it's like when I was doing my research for this, I was like, I don't know who anyone's going to be playing. Like, I know who's good.
Yeah,
I just don't know who anyone's going to be playing.
Because this is one of the, I want to say this is one of the hang-ups, but it's also one of the benefits of being a commentator. One thing that I tell everybody who approaches me about getting on the mic, I always tell them the first thing you have to do, learn the game. And I know that's going to sound cliche, but hear me out. When I say learn the game, I mean really play the game. Every time back in the day, before I found my groove as a commentator, whenever I was going to be put on the mic for a game, I would go out, I would either buy the game, borrow from somebody I know, and in the time span between me putting that game in my disc and me getting on the mic, I would make sure that I would do as many of the trials as I could. I would try to go through, if there's a story mode, I would try to do that.
Yeah.
Arcade modes, again, I know all of that seems, passe, but trust me, it helps build up your knowledge of the game. It helps build up your familiarity with the game. And as a commentator, the one thing you do not want to do is not know a game. All right.
It feels bad.
Yeah.
It feels like talking with cotton in my mouth. If I'm ever on the mic for a game, I'm just like, I haven't played it.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm here. So,
right.
Absolutely. Know your games, kids.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, people can tell when you don't have a passion for it. People can tell when you don't know. But more importantly than that, I can do words. You'll know. You'll know.
Definitely. All right, so again, SHOUTOUT and News go again. Silly Park is ready. Getting bunch. Oh Lord,
Carmen Cole.
Now again, I don't know if these are going to be the characters you're going into, but Carmen Cole, he is one of my favorite SNK icons.
Really?
Yes. Sharp dressed man. He's basically the Alfred to Robert's, Batman. And on top of that, he was one of the first people I ever saw do the quote-unquote slam dance for their suit. Because Carmen Cole, if he gets his hands on you, yeah. If you ever wanted to know what it felt like to be a bag of ice before a cookout, cross Carmen Cole on a bad day. Yeah.
Okay, we have big thoughts on Carmen Cole. That's crazy, because as a young buck or whatever, coming in with KOF 14, and then I'm moving back retroactively.
Yeah.
But this character we haven't seen it.
Again, don't get me wrong. I fully understand that, yes, Carmen Cole looks like a vice principal.
He looks like he runs my school.
Okay, like I said, and I'm not going to knock that again. He is the concierge for the Garcia Foundation. He is the guy that handles all those things in the background. You ever see those movies where you'll have, say, there's the big boss, they're the roadmen that handle all the dirty work, and there's that guy in between. Carmen is that guy in between. He's the one you do not want to mess with. He is the one that everybody answers to. And God forbid he be the one that comes to see you if you screw up.
Oh, so he's like your mid-level manager, except he'll actually do things to you.
Correct.
Okay.
All right.
I'm with it. I love a hands-on manager.
Hey, that's a really, really apt way of putting it. Yes, very hands-on.
That's cool. That's sick. I guess we got the spirit of this man with Hein in 14.
Oh God, Hein is one of the few characters that makes me nervous. Like what's the guy's name? If the dude from the Monster anime, I can't blank on his name, and Patrick Bateman were merged into a fighting game character, they would be Hein.
That Monster anime guy.
Yeah. Like saying, I am blanking on the name right now, and I apologize for all the Monster fans that are watching this right now. By all means, that one's on me. But yeah, Hein makes me very, very nervous. Because you have to think about something. When it comes to fighting games, we take stuff for granted. We're the players. Again, like we're seeing this, and we basically walk into it with the benefit of the doubt that, yeah, there are going to be a bunch of different people doing some, we'll just say extra stuff.
Yeah.
But then you get somebody like Hein with those cold, piercing eyes. And Hein's thing apparently is gravity. And you see his climax. Levels the playing field to the point where you cannot move.
Yeah.
He's not taunting you or anything. He's not doing the whole maniacal, monologuing. He is simply walking up to you, calm, collected, leans in, whispers. That's it. If that is not cold-blooded, I don't know what is.
Bring him back, man. 16, bring him back. Actually, he worked for... Bring him back in City of the Wolves.
Like I said, here's my thing, because, for anybody who is aware of what lore there is to be found between KOF 14 and KOF 15, because they had to do a duology, they wanted to speed things up. Hein comes in, starts working with Geese. He's, the new guy, but he is very capable. To the point where it even ruffles Billy's feathers, and that's saying something. Then, a little bit later on, you come to find out, he was a double agent. Working, undercover to get the information and to find what he needed, and then he bails. And I can only think of one person who would go out of their way to, just get somebody in comfortable with Geese, have them be a terrifying fighter, never be able to get a read on them, and do it solely to just to screw with Geese. Now, I don't know how well things run as far as KOF and it's separate, that separate timeline thing, the whole Geese paradox. The only person that I can think of that does that would be Geese's big brother.
We will get back to the KOF. See you in just a moment.
Here we go.
We have Carmen Cole taking on his boss.
Yep. And again, this is what I was talking about. You have to understand, when it comes to Carmen Cole, he is not big, he's not flashy, he's very, very straightforward. And you could go so far as to say that he is a grappler. In the sense that, again, majority of the stuff, again, he has to be in your face, on top of you, to really get the damage. But when he does, though, therein lies the problem. You cannot let this man build up speed.
Absolutely. Well, a fireball is usually a pretty good way to deal with that. Still, Diaz sitting in the corner, not where you want to be in any good.
Yeah, exactly. See, this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, this is not great. Caught him in the jaw, picked him up.
All right, now we go to the corner switch. Oh, right now, SHOUTOUT has to be very careful.
Never mind.
Lower again. Get him down. You see the flash of red. Literally, all the alarms need to be going.
Yeah.
All right.
With caution, to be sure.
Put that line in.
Absolutely. Careful about that getting in.
Okay, charge up a little bit.
It's just going to be Diaz walking back as much as he can, trying to find that space, but you can only do it for so long. Yeah, at some point you're going to have to defeat an offense on Carmen here and get, okay, now plenty of space behind to play with. What do you want to do?
And that's another thing that has to happen. Everybody has their version of what we would now call targets. Those can do immense damage.
Yeah. Okay.
Right?
target combos in this game are what you actually use versus, you know, a lot of our modern fighters where it's like you have those, but why not just do the one that explodes you? These are the things that explode you.
Yeah.
Thank goodness, because it made it easier to learn.
All right, let's get into the overhead. Still setting out that zoning offense.
Now with the full screen, they're still going to take some time to charge.
Yeah. But again, that is the one thing. The dash system in this game, again, covers a lot of ground, and particularly with Common Cold, he's got long reach to him. So even if you think you're far away enough, newsflash, you are not.
Yeah, you may just get duffed. Nice. Just the charge into an anti-air. Does not want to be dealing with that.
So the little offense goes to the front again.
Taking the foot. All right, I love air to airs. Well, now you have to make choices. You have 5 seconds.
Something's going to happen. Something's going to give. Can he pull this off?
Wow. With the last second.
Oh, Shadow with the steal. And again, pure, cold look. It
took out the sunglasses and everything.
Exactly. It rarely, in terms of just like, you know, cool, I understand that he is wearing, you know, a loud jacket. We can definitely say that. Means nothing. Runs with that man's style. Cool, calm, collected. Jumping right back into it now.
Absolutely. You can do the red and the beige. It looks good.
Oh, yeah.
Especially with the light-colored shoes. I'm not going to get too much into his fashion here. But I do like the coordination to a point. Still, yeah, this is going to need to. But yeah, now ShadowX ready with the air-to-air himself. You're staying right here. Oh no! Yeah, he is when that happens. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's ready. He's there. He is ready, willing, and able to go at a drop of a hat.
Absolutely. This is going to be, I want to say match point here for Shadow. Yeah.
It can, but again, it really all depends on ShadowX right now.
Yeah, he's going to need to win, obviously, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Shadow gets stopped. All right, this is going to be where Diaz kind of wants to be. Had the space to make decisions based on reaction there, but not quite working out. ShadowX just a step ahead. Nice. The dodge, invulnerability, funny move. I feel like it's been a little bit underutilized here, especially given how much Diaz has been in the corner.
Good use of the DP on Wake Up.
Now everyone's glowing, everyone's flashing.
Again, time definitely a factor when it comes to this. You have to be careful.
Absolutely. 10 seconds to go. I don't think we'll see all
again.
Yeah.
Catches him with that overhead. Has to again. It's a little bit of a bait and switch, but again, with the reach that Robert's overhead has, you can roll the dice sometimes. Don't make it a habit. Don't become predictable. But it is a good tool to have.
Sometimes doing it over and over is the strength, especially if you can catch the anti-air situation. Right now, Diaz actually in the driver's seat, going to charge up, kick to the foot. I love the fact that that's so impactful. Just fall over. ShadowX really behind on life, but does have that screen positioning he'd want. Plenty of screen behind him to play with. Diaz with nowhere to go. And now ShadowX knocked down, but glowing. The axe kicks coming in spades.
Good trade there.
Fireball, nothing doing. Just going to fly across the screen.
There it is. Short, sweet, to the point, but again, 3-piece on a biscuit manages to give ShadowX the win.
Absolutely. It does so much damage. The target combos do so much. If I ever had to pick an SNK game that I felt was like most like a real fight, it's probably this one, because if you've ever been hit 4 times in the face, you're not doing much afterwards.
It is unless you have, like, say, a stone jaw, like, you know, Canelo Alvarez, but, you know, Crawford or something like that, yeah. Copping 4 in the face, that's going to alter the course of your day. And again, I'm being, like, very, very, I'm being generous by saying that,
like,
right?
maybe your life, but certainly your day, depending on what they're looking like. But definitely well played to them both, but well played to ShadowX, able to clean things up, pull the win out, looking like he hasn't actually missed a day on Art of Fighting, unless I just don't know his heyday.
True. Like I said again, the space between how long Art of Fighting 3 has been out versus how long, again, it has been in competitive spaces, so to speak, it's going to be a challenge for a few of us. That being said, once somebody finds a groove with this game, they're going to be like, no, they're going to be running roughshod over everybody else. So while it may be different, it may be a different type of bag that most, SNK players are used to. Once they find their footing, again, they're going to be difficult to deal with. It's a simple matter of, one of the things that I always say about this, when it comes to SNK games cover a fairly wide gamut when it comes to mechanics, when it comes to different fighting engines, and just generally when it comes to character interactions and whatnot. But the one thing that I've always been able to say, and I've been on record for this, playing other fighting games will help you get better at SNK games, but getting good at SNK games will make you better in every other fighting game.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's one of those things, and again, I understand that some people view that as a controversial take. I don't know why. Again, the proof has been in the pudding for years at this point.
Hey, yo, who won that Street Fighter? What was it, the last Capcom Cup?
Yes.
Yeah, who won that? What was that guy's name again? Yeah.
So again, you can see it. There's a great deal of fundamental skills that translate to every other type of game, and all of that generally starts, for a lot of people that I've seen lately, starts with an SNK game. They will always be able to find their footing depending on where they go after that, or even better, where they come from when they come to approaching SNK games. Different strokes for different folks, obviously, but once you finally get that general comfort, and I really have to underline that word, general comfort, with an SNK game, it opens up. I was talking to, as a matter of fact, now I think about it, I was talking to Ignorant Risen on Twitter the other day, and he has fallen in love with Rick Stroud in Real About 2, which is why I always say, for everybody who's listening right now, hit us up with the hashtag Get Loud for Stroud. Gonna die on that hill. And watching him and so many other people just find such comfort, find such ease of motion playing that game. And that's what I told him. That is the beauty of an SNK game. There are so many more levels beyond what the game presents to you.
Yeah.
And once you figure that out, once you learn, once you hit that core, that iron ore underneath the mountain, everything is possible. And that works for every fighting game. For me, again, I'm an old head. I started in the arcades with all the multi-change Neo Geos, so I forget who it was that said it, basically it's there were 3 for every 2 stores you could find, basically. You could never walk anywhere back in the day without coming across a Neo Geo cabinet. And having the ability to, if you were lucky, not all of us were, if you were lucky to have a Neo Geo cabinet that had more than one fighting game, you were never going to be getting the same bill of goods twice.
Right.
You can have your Art of Fighting 3. You can have your KOF 96 or 97, depending on how old you are. You can have Sam shown in there. Hell, you can even have The Last Blade. And every one of those games will still give you a good experience, but it's going to give you a different experience. And if you were brave, and I'm going to telling myself there, if you were brave and you had no problem just burning through your allowance back in the day, you will be able to really, really explore that space when it comes to SNK games. But again, that's just an old arcade head, gushing about his favorite company. So my bad about that, guys.
Hey, that's why we're here, though, right?
True.
We're here to watch these games from, at the very least, our favorite fighting game.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I know there's probably FromSoft fans out there or whatever, but
yes.
Best fighting game company here. SNK, and we're gonna see Mach versus Taki Tonfa.
Oh dear.
Art of Fighting 3, where quarterfinals.
Yeah, and I have had the luxury and the pleasure of seeing Taki Tonfa in a number of different titles. I am tickled pink to see how he's going to approach Art of Fighting 3.
Man.
And when it comes to Mach, this is one of those dudes that he is always in the discussion when it comes to, like, you know, your top 16s, your top 8s. He shows up, he makes his presence known, hands down, in every game that he plays. And one of the big benefits that we're going to see on the SNK Tour, we're definitely going to see it at SWC, and even in the lead up to SWC, we're going to see a lot of people really test their mettle when it comes to the type of game they're used to playing while coming back to something like this. It is a tall ask for a lot of people, believe me.
Yeah, it's incredibly, like, if you can be good at multiple games, like, that's just incredibly impressive, because, like you said, especially like with the SNK games, it's just never the same thing. It's always so different. So going through and having to kind of like, you have to reroute your brain for your new combo routes. You have to reroute your brain for a different approach to neutral, different mechanics. This game has a charge function. You like that kind of thing. You need to make sure that you're you're minding your P's and Q's in that situation. So to see these guys be where they're at, and now in winners quarterfinals of Art of Fighting at Climax is nothing short of impressive. This is just a button check, if you guys couldn't tell.
And to circle back to your point, like, for me, my favorite SNK character, for as long as I can remember and until time immemorial, is Geese Howard.
Good choice.
Now, here's the amazing thing about Geese Howard. Whichever game he ends up in, you have to relearn Geese.
That's true.
Yes. With all the other characters who kind of like, fluctuate between KOF, Art of Fighting, Fatal Fury, maybe some crossover titles, they all generally maintain their toolkit. Geese, on the other hand, every game he is in, he is functionally a different character. All the catchphrases, all the memory beats are all there. Yeah. But when it comes down to the technical aspect of it, Geese is always different every game. And as somebody who loves Geese, it does kind of suck because that soaks up so much of my time whenever he shows up on a roster. But it's one of those things where that is a testament to both the character and the design of the character. Because even though, yes, Geese is always in flux, he is usually one of the better characters to pick up.
Sure.
Between having all of his parries and
Shippuden, parries, buzzsaw, his whatever tools he has, they're pretty good.
Again, it's always going to be a solid toolkit, and it always benefits and honestly, in most cases, complements the game that he's in.
Sure.
Unless, of course, you went up on the wrong side of him in Neo Wave. That's you're gonna have a bad time. There's no two ways about that.
Tekken.
Yeah, I didn't want to bring that up. I was here at Evo when Geese was announced, and I try to be as endearing and flattering to myself as possible. But the facts are the facts. Once I saw that sliding door rush to the screen, I didn't just cheer. Oh no. I shot straight up out of my seat. And I'm not going to say that I lost my voice. The only adequate way I could describe my reaction was that my body and my vocal cords desynced. That is how intense that reaction was. And seeing him, again, you have to relearn it, but he is still there. And what made it worse for everybody had to go up against him was that it was KO14 Geese.
Yeah,
that is
max, the quick max and everything. One bar quick max, by the way.
Oh yeah. All right, so are we in for it? Are we about to get our first mirror? Oh, we're getting a mirror match now against Roddy Burtz.
Goodness. All right, Mr. Confident.
Oh, yeah.
I guess that makes sense, all things considered.
And again, when it comes to Roddy, one of the things you have to be very, very careful about is his overhead. His overhead, A, hurts, and B, again, has a lot of wind up, a lot of miss to it. And of course, there, you see that. You literally just snipe somebody from across
The boomerang, Tonfa, yeah, doing its job. Taking that first one. Right. Just absolutely rushing down. Taki Tonfa going to find their way out. It's a nice low to interrupt the pressure.
All right, there you see what Taki Tonfa's doing there. He went for the raw launcher, and that's one of the better things about Art of Fighting 3. If you can master your time with the launcher and work it into your general gameplay, you can melt some of your opponent's life bar.
Absolutely. We'll see though. Mock now needs to go ahead and make a comeback. This is a good start.
See, that's what I'm talking about right there.
That was, your brain. The cranium. That was the overhead, huh?
Yep.
Yeah.
Short, sweet to the point. It is not the flashiest super in this game, but it is painfully effective.
Yo, this game is sick. Yeah, exactly.
Even he noticed against it. Even he noticed it, yeah. Alright, set up breakdown. And again, that is one thing that Roddy has in common with Leona, on account of the fact that the older projectile that Leona had in KO-97, where again, she would do a quick little backflip and throw out the boomerang, which was, again, if you got caught with it, wonderful. In the air, flop, and she was just still there. You were kind of like, you're assed out. All right.
It's up. Okay. Yeah. Leona, my beloved, but Taki Tonfa gonna take that first round of game 2. Going to need to shore things up though, because Mock running rampant here.
Yeah, Mock coming there with like a nice and steady offense, good use of launching and the target combo. On top of that, another thing to remember is that everybody in this game has a pursuit, on the ground. It doesn't take a lot of energy, but it is one of those things. Again, it can be a nice little punctuation mark on a combo, especially what we've been seeing with Mock so far.
Absolutely. Watch for the taunts as well. Mock losing life bar, or losing spirit moves there off of that.
Sweet. Yeah, I'm trying to go for that quick rush down offense.
Tonfa might be able to close things out if they're careful. This is pain. You have to watch that overhead, right? Or just wake up and sweep them.
And goes to the double sweep. And again, Roddy is on it.
Absolutely. Like me on a Sunday. Time to sweep. Wake up.
Taki Tonfa ties it up right now, and we got ourselves a fight.
Absolutely. I was hoping it wouldn't be a 2-0, so.
And again, it's one thing that I give Taki Tonfa a lot of credit for. It is very rare to see Tonfa on the stage and not smile. So, like,
he's having fun.
Exactly, man. That's one of the main things that I fear some people lose when it comes to the competitive space. Guys, you have to be enjoying yourself in this. If not, then again, you're kind of just setting yourself up for failure. And right now, he's just not letting that be.
You have to deal with that. That absolutely, as it becomes, as the competition becomes more fierce, and especially as money gets involved, people lose like that love of the video game, right? They lose that fun that they had. I've been guilty of it in the past too, so definitely understand. But watching people at the highest level have fun, win or lose, that's what makes you good. Have fun with it.
And goes full raw launch on that one, Taki Tonfa.
Good, that hop button. Oh, this game does have hops.
Yep. And take it down, good man. Definitely earned it. But here it is. It's going to be match point. Either character right now. And seems how this is likely the first, but it will not be the last mirror match that you see throughout the course of the day. I personally adore mirror matches. Not for like any weird societal reason or anything like that. I enjoy a mirror match because at that point, it comes down strictly to the player. It's short back in there. And yeah, it comes down strictly to the player. And it does, like I said, it doesn't matter about the toolkit, doesn't matter about the mechanics or anything. They have everything you have.
Yep.
It really just, again, boils down who does it better. Point blank, period. That is one of the reasons why I enjoy a good, solid mirror match. Both players, they know their character. They know what they can do. They know what the other guy can do. So now it becomes much more of a chess match in that aspect.
Absolutely. I'm glad one of us likes mirror matches because I hate them. I lose, and I'm like, well, I guess I should just reach for the katana. Well, only one of us gets to survive, right? But I do understand. That's probably why I feel that way, because I'm just like, yo, I played worse.
Hey, again,
I can't
like
even
said,
be like,
it is,
I hate my fan. Like,
yeah.
you know,
Again, like, it's one of those things where you just have to simply accept the fact that, okay, like, again, it's like the Whisper said. For somebody to win, somebody else has to lose.
Yeah.
It's just a
like
natural law. It's a rule of life. And when it comes to a mirror match, that is kind of like where, that salt feels just a little bit more acidic.
Yeah.
Because it's going to burn just a little bit more. Like I said, it is the same character. Everything that you have, they have. All of your weaknesses are all of their weaknesses. All of your strengths are all of their strengths. So now it boils down to the ring generalship, basically.
Yeah.
Of how you work that match, how you work that player, how you work that character. Because if you go into a mirror match simply under the guise of thinking that, okay, well, like, my character is better, just on general principle, yeah, that's not going to fly, right? That's not going to get you anywhere. You have to go into a mirror match at this level specifically. You have to go into a mirror match with all of your knowledge at the ready. And there are going to be some moments where you have to accept, yeah, there are going to be some faults. There are going to be some ugly spots in your knowledge, in what you have available. That doesn't slow you down. Don't let it slow you down. Go in there, have everything you are at the ready. If you win, you win. If you lose, you lose. All right. Again, like I said, I understand, yes, the monetary concern that comes into it with this it's something that affects a lot of characters, is that Jubei he doesn't have a whole bunch of utility if he's unarmed.
Okay.
That is a big thing. And again, like I said, when it comes to Samurai Showdown, that is another thing that you have to be ready for. You're going to lose your weapon, all right? Certain characters, that doesn't mean anything to them. You know, hell, one character, a part of his offense is throwing his weapon away. But for me, a humble Jubei player, if I don't have my swords, then again, I'm at a huge disadvantage. And because that rushdown mindset is literally etched into my brain,
you're going anyway.
Exactly. I want my damn swords. So I will go out. And again, that has led to a number of L's that I've taken over the past. But like we were saying earlier, once you understand that, yeah, there are certain things that are just going to happen. It is a certainty. It is inevitable. Once you accept those things and you now factor it in as part of your game plan, it is the few first steps in the process of getting better. It is the few first steps in the process of not only mastering your character, not only being good at the game, but also being better yourself. If you can get that done, you're on the right path. And then on the flip side, I generally keep Pandi Yoshitomo because, again, all the swords and the flowers, it's a fun gimmick. I'm not even.
Yeah, for sure.
And again, seeing as how we just left from Art of Fighting 3, okay, and we're back.
And we are back indeed. Welcome back to Vegas Climax, the 5th one, number 5. I am celebrity commentator Ben Hooks, joined by the man himself, Afro Dynamic.
Howdy go, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, boys and girls, and all my ultra-fine non-binaries out in the world. Thank y'all for tuning in today. I hope you guys have been enjoying the action. I hope you guys have actually been enjoying the cycling through of all these different games. As a commentator, I have been adoring this. It keeps me on my toes. It gives us a lot to talk about. Right now, however, we're going to focus. I'm going to get into the Art of Fighting 3 top 4. Like we were saying earlier, this is a relatively new game to the competitive space. So that meta that we all know to love and respect and hold on high, so to speak, hasn't really been fully fleshed out. People are exploring.
Yeah.
Perfectly fine. Character experimentation is part of what makes these games so much fun. Still though, somebody's got some money to win, so we're going to be narrowing things down quite a bit now.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, you can go to Dream Cancel, it'll tell you who's considered good, but like you said, it's kind of still new to the competitive scene, and now it's going to be under this spotlight where we have the internet, we have YouTube, we have all these things to help us understand what truly is really good, whereas maybe back then something might have had an answer that was obvious to someone not in your hometown, but at your arcade no one knew how to beat it. So this character is insane, but that's no longer the case in the world in which we live. So the way this meta forms is going to be interesting to see. Mm-hmm. Right now, what I've gathered is that Burt's is pretty good.
Yeah,
which I learned from the wiki, but now I get to see it too.
Yeah, usually when somebody rolls up to a fight, fist fight with one weapon, they kind of already have an advantage. But he's rolled up with the sensei basically,
right?
With the double tonfa,
the whole tonfa set.
Yeah,
huh?
So he is definitely he's a couple of steps ahead of the game. But all things being equal in a fighter, yeah. He's definitely had the most successful say on stage today.
Yeah. The mobility in this game working really well with what I feel like is the really high damage he has.
Yes.
I mean, all these characters have high damage. Like I picked up Lenny Crescent, and I was like, oh, okay. So just the target combo just kills you.
Yeah.
But he has access to that. He's got access to that overhead that we saw that just
clobbers.
Just brains you.
And real quick, seeing as how we just got a quick shot of it on screen, shout out to Romance for really being one of the driving forces behind Vegas Climax. I have seen this dude put in work on stage in terms of being a competitor, but now seeing him shift to being an event organizer and him really just flowering the way that he has, it's amazing to watch, because to see somebody go from, again, a competitor to an organizer, like, that is an entirely different set of skills and an entirely different mindset. And Romance, like, this dude's been crushing it. Like, I can't argue that, man. Like, shout out to our boy, man. Like, he's out there. He is doing the Spanish commentary for Latin American streams on his channel right now. If you want a little bit of spicy, commentary, check him out. If you're sticking with us for the English, by all means, thank you for stopping by. We will try to keep it as entertaining. But right now, like I said, we're going to be slowly, steadily getting into this Art of Fighting 3 top 4.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, much love to Romance for sure. He was the first guy to reach out to me. He was like, hey, I want to do something in Vegas. I was like, all right, well, let me know.
Me up, man. Yeah.
Then it was Pog. He's like, hey, you heard about the thing in Vegas? I was like, okay, you're just coming one after the other. Yes. Yes, as it turns out I have. What are we up to? So, much love to Romance, of course. Much love. I always give love to Pog because that guy, this is, as well, he does the same thing. Mr. Event Production, Just Frame, those guys, love those guys to death. They definitely helped put me on. Much love to the arena itself. This is where I cut my teeth. This is where I was doing commentary every week, whether it was up here or down there. They had me on. So,
hey man, like, if this is the place where you take that first step, this is a hell of a first step to take. All right.
It helped fight the nerves for sure.
Definitely.
All those lights, all that stuff, like,
Oh yeah, because like, no, that's one thing. And don't get me wrong, like, I appreciate being on the mic, but at the same time, like, you're the contributor. You're the bridge between what's happening on screen and what's happening to what everybody else gets to see. And case in point, what we're seeing right now, oh my God, Wong Busan is out.
Wong Busan, Waco.
Yeah.
I'm loving this guy's character choice, actually.
Yeah, like
across games.
And right now, again, Coach Kyle again, sticking with Roddy, because, well, yeah, he's been doing the win. He's been doing all the winning today, basically.
He's going to throw that Tompa. Yep. Yeah, why not? I absolutely still think he's going to throw it again.
Yep. And, like, that was one of the, I don't know if you want to call it a, plus or a minus of, like, old school games back in the day, but chip damage hurt back then, man. Like, really hurt.
I miss chip damage. Chip damage, that's my thing, man.
Yeah.
I love not having to open you up again because I'm bad at it. I was lucky to do it the first 2 times. But not a problem either of these guys will have. It's not something you're going to have to even interface with how much damage is in this game.
Exactly. And when it comes to learning, like, the thing they have to understand about Wayne is that while he may be stubby, once he actually gets in, there's some utility there. He can keep you floating for a while, and he's got decent enough reach on his pursuit attack. It's simply a matter of getting that initial launch, and then it becomes his game. But as we have been seeing today thus far, when it comes to Roddy, they said he's got the range, again, he's got the damage. It is simply a matter of how are you going to mitigate that against him.
Right. It's likely going to be a situation of getting started first. I don't have to worry about you hitting me if I'm hitting you, right? But, like, always easier said than done. That was Shueiko's attempt to do so, and he's lost half his life for it.
Yeah.
Still going to have to find a way to answer these questions, though, and then become the one who's asking them. This is a great start. Oh, no, you're dead.
Again, you see it right there, because Rody has a quick little launcher halfway through his target combo, as opposed to the, like, raw launcher that, like, gets some serious airtime off that one.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, like you see there with Wang when he goes for his, what you might as well call his DP. Again, you have that varying level. It's simply a matter of how you utilize that little
Dude, he's dead. Dude.
You got up close and you caught him with it. You backed up and then you threw it and you pulled the black dynamite. I threw that before I walked in the room. Okay?
Oh my goodness.
Unbelievable. And again, Koji Khan moving forward, getting ever closer to that little bit of extra money. Now again, I know for a fact Koji plays other games. I know that he's in for a lot of the other games and for a lot of the other money. So could we be seeing the beginnings of him making a very big footprint here in HyperX Arena?
I think we're not done. Because, I was like, are we doing first to 2 winners finals? Okay. Yeah, okay. So it is first to 3. I do have it on good authority as first to 3. I was was going to say, this game is incredibly fast. You could probably run first to 7 and still be done before you finish life.
Most likely.
Like Dragon Ball or something. So
yeah, I said no. Like, trust me, everybody fortunately still remembers where they were during that. It's just like, time means different things to different games, basically.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but Koji Cog up to so far, just the raw launcher coming out of Tueco. Not again. A good thing to keep in Koji's head. The threat of the raw launcher is there. I will use it. And you're dead? Yes.
There you see it again. Slow and steady win the race.
That might be the first time Tueco's got it in a round.
Yeah, thus far.
That first victory does make something of a difference, and it's only that much, but we'll see that raw launcher paying dividends.
Oh, yeah.
Slap him in the leg.
Get used to the no dash attack.
Gonna throw it? Yeah. Take too long, just gonna... The mobility in this game's insane. Charge, throw it again. You have to do something about this.
Yeah. I said again, he was too far there, and again, you're going to lose that battle if you are taking your sweet time up against Roddy. Yep. It's just what it is.
Damage. Yeah, take me back.
And again, like I said, Tueco getting a lot of mileage out of that ball. You got to be able to get the follow through. That's the main problem. This is like one of the weaknesses when it comes to Wayne, is that, God bless the kid, he's a little stubby. So,
yeah. Don't want to be stubby against this guy, though. He's going to have to use it.
Yep, that's it. And, like, that was a little bit hurtful because, like, he got the launcher, saw how much life was left, waited, and then went for the trip damage. Yeah. Like, that's premeditated, sir. Okay.
That's a really unfortunate situation, but these are the guarantees you get with Roddy, right? So you know that if you are ever in a situation where you're that low, you're probably not getting out of it against him.
Again, look, this is the
beginning.
These are the pitfalls that come with classic games. They were just simply things that we know and understand now that simply weren't common knowledge back then. Can you really imagine somebody, even though it is what they did, could you imagine somebody cloning, like, say, a particular setup, meeting back when these games first came out? Like I said, it wouldn't have made any sense to anybody. But we recognize it now, and that's part of what makes looking at these games now so much fun. Because you come back to it and you think about, wow, we really got away with a lot of dirty stuff in the basement. Like, one of the things that, like, I don't know if this is going to be a West Coast thing, but I definitely know that on the East Coast, we have something called bodega tactics. And generally, I can see from the smile, you kind of understand where I'm going with this. Yeah. It is just simply, like, real small tricks, and it wasn't anything like we were taking advantage of the game. This was just basically how the games were built. One thing that I always did, since we're playing Auto Fighting, AOF team is one of my favorites in KOF. Always has been, always will be. When it comes to the whole bodega tactics thing, throw out a weak Koken. They're going to try to react to that, and while they are trying to react to a weak and therefore slow Koken, you throw out the house Koken.
And they get smoked.
Exactamundo. Okay, like I said, small stuff like that. That is where, again, the whole bodega tactic things come in. We didn't know it then. We know it now. And even if you go back to those old games, like, for all the events that I've gone to that have been on crazy, if I come up and I see a KOF 98 machine, I'll sit there. And if somebody puts up and they decide to play against me, that is not going to stop me from using all the tactics that I learned way back in the day.
Absolutely.
Because the beautiful thing about being an old head is that you know all of these tricks while everybody else is focused on the current meta.
Right.
Heavy underline on current, okay? You only know how to approach this game from a strictly competitive aspect. Me, on the other hand, 20 years into it now, I know what it's like to have to really, really fight for that next quarter.
Right, you have the dirty stuff.
Exactly.
You were in the trenches there.
Exactly. All right. And again, like there is a level of valor that you now have to access the second you see that quarter on the glass. All right. That raises the stakes immediately.
That's so cool. I hate that because I'm the current competitive guy.
They do, like I said, that's perfectly fine. Like everybody, that's the beautiful thing about fighting games. Everybody can approach it at a different time, and the beauty of it is that because so much ground has been made when it comes to preserving and carrying on these games, bringing these games back, be it ports, be it mods, be it 5K, be it Parsec, we still have access to these games.
Right.
And because that has become so prevalent now, everybody can pick these games up at different times in their lives, at different times of the game's life, and still find something to enjoy. I guarantee you right now, there's somebody out there who is, probably working with Project L, and I guarantee you, if you let them have their way with, say, Last Blade 2, they will find something about that game that they will absolutely love.
For sure.
Simply because, again, it was a different time. Let it show my age, I don't care. It was a different time, sure, but there were so many different things that we had access to in those games. It's not to say that what's out now is lacking. Nothing could be further from the truth. It is simply a difference of mindset, a difference of methodology, a difference of application. They wanted us to play games because they wanted our quarters, plain and simple. Back then, they want you to play games now because they want to make sure that, again, there are opportunities involved with this game thing now. And as somebody who was a little kid who got jumped for the first time because he, ran the Sept in KOF 95, seeing somebody make literally life-changing money playing fighting games. If 10, 12, 13-year-old Afro could see that now, would he be a little salty because he wasn't that good? Yes, very much so, right? I will totally tell on myself. But at the same time, there would be this real joy deep down inside. And it's part of that inner child that, keeps me coming back to all this. Do I compete? No. Do not have the brain space for it anymore. But I enjoy being involved with fighting games. I enjoy playing fighting games. And it's going to be one of those things that I keep doing until they stop making good ones. We ain't reached that point yet.
Luckily.
Exactly.
Thankfully.
We seem to be going in something of an opposite direction, if you catch my drift. But for the time being, the fact that people can come to fighting games at their comfort, at their leisure, with whatever level of dedication they can present forward, this is the best of times, my friend.
Absolutely. Yeah, you can play as much or as little as you want. You can be as good or as bad as you want. You can come to it. No one's expecting anything of you except that you play the game you love or games.
Yeah, like I said, that's all we want. All we want of the people who come into the fold with us, just have fun. Enjoy yourself. I will say this, and if it seems like I'm playing favorites, so be it. But the one thing that I do enjoy is the fact that when it comes to the SNK community, you are going to find a level of openness, camaraderie. They want people to play. They are super willing to help. They want to make sure that, everybody can find their footing with whatever game it's going to be. And now that we are slowly and steadily reintroducing Art of Fighting 3 into, the lifeline, so to speak, this is going to simply be another avenue for people who, like we said earlier, may not necessarily get down with KOF, may not have the patience Sam showed, might not necessarily care for the, high-paced action of City of the Wolves, but they'll get to Art of Fighting 3. Something about Art of Fighting 3 will speak to them. It will click with them. It will resonate. And that will be the thing that gets them into this.
And they're doing Art of Fighting 4. So
there we go.
That's you're it.
Yeah, like I said, this is going to be, this is I don't want to say it like this because I know there's going to be some negative connotations to it, but this is going to be a gateway as far as, you know, fighting games are going to be. And if that's the case, even better, all right? Play the fighting games, folks. Whether it's, you know, something slow, methodical like Sam Show, something that, you know, is an endurance trial like KOF, and for anybody who's ever watched KOF, you know exactly what I mean. Yeah, okay. Or if it's something that is, you know, like fast-paced, high-octane, like City of the Wolves, again, you have a smorgasbord of options to just come into this and be the player you want to be. It's as simple as that.
Truly. Those endurance trials, those KOF endurance trials, those game 10 round 5s.
Dude. All right. While I have the moment here, okay. At last Evo, I wasn't able to make it to Vegas, but whenever I'm not here in Vegas, I always go to my friend's place. And he opens up his house. We have like
Watch
everybody,
party.
exactly,
Yeah.
have full watch party. Everybody brings food, booze, the whole thing. And there was one person who came there, and it's not so much that he does not like KOF, but he does not have the patience as a spectator for KOF.
Sure.
Because he, like you just said, you know, those Game 10, you know, grand final reset kind of matches, you know, he said he just doesn't act for it. And mind you, he's talking to me about this. A guy who has commentated hundreds of those Game 10 grand final reset matches, and I'm sitting like, dude, who are you talking to? All right, you have any idea how much sleep I have lost? Because, you know, again, somebody decided that, all right, they got to grand finals, they found that second win, third, you know, like second to third character in game 3 when it was about to be in Washington, they just ran it all the way the hell back. Yeah, dude, trust me, I know. All right, I get it. I've been there. I've seen. Okay, I call the action for it through weary eyes and a failing voice. Trust me, I have dealt with a KOF Grand Finals reset plenty of times. I know what it does to people. Okay, that's all fine. But that doesn't mean you still can't enjoy it.
Absolutely.
You know, just think about all the insane KOF matches. Case in point.
We had Wonkoff and Shadow
Exactly.
in losers round. Okay, losers round 4.
Okay, yeah. So again,
round 1.
Exactly, yeah. So you can clearly see my point. Like, just think about all the incredible, insane, like history-making Game 10 Grand Finals matches that we have seen. Whether it be here at Evo, whether it be at Combo Breaker, CEO, Texas Showdown, Slam, and you see all of them. Yes, they require and they ask a tremendous amount of everybody involved.
Yeah, they do.
Whether you are commentating, whether you are watching, or Godspeed, whether you are playing, they demand a great deal of it. But this is why I say yes. KOF is going to be the endurance challenge. If you want to, again, if you want to get good at those first to death sets, play KOF.
Oh yeah.
Again, you will. Again, you can play
That's
KOF.
cardio.
Exactly. Yeah. Actually, it's the exact. This is the perfect way to describe it when it comes to fighting it. KOF is your cardio, right? You deal with KOF, and you get to the point where you can manage, first to 10 in KOF. Everything else is going to feel like light work. It will be a jog in the park compared to going first to 10 or first to death, whatever, in a KOF.
We're going to have Taki Tonfa.
Oh, so let me get a quick little run back.
Yep.
Right.
The Burt's Mirror is incoming for loser semi.
Now, I may have to be a little skeptical of that, because one thing that I do know about Taki is that he loves to play the deck, basically.
Okay.
So there's a strong possibility that, yes, he may go back to running, but he may also bring somebody else out. Totally within the realm of possibility. I'm not going to put it past him. At the same time, again, like I said, we're new about all this. Everybody's coming to it at roughly the same time. Hey, go with what works.
Absolutely. We'll see. Because there's definitely more. There's definitely value in being able to play multiple characters, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
But especially if you got, like, beat all the way up in the mirror match, then maybe it might be okay to try a different approach. But
Yes. Like, trust me, nobody here is judging, all right?
Not at all.
You know, and if there's ever anybody who wants to say that, oh, well, I mean, I wouldn't know. go about that mission. Man, look, play when there's like serious money on the line, all right? Like, then we will talk.
Yeah, like all that extra pressure for the thousands of dollars that are there, like.
And like, dude, that is another thing that, honest to God, gets taken for granted far too much from what I've seen. It is fine when you are the big fish in the small pond at your local or even at your regional. It is something worlds apart different to be on that stage at this level, in these kind of stakes, in these kind of waters. Because when, again, I know we've harped on this, and for good, see, this is what I was talking about.
Oh yeah, you did say that. It's Robert Garcia on the screen.
Okay, so we're going up to restart. And yeah, this is a good opportunity to really just talk about like the visuals of this game. Because I said it before at the top of the broadcast, Art of Fighting 3 is a game that had no business looking as good as it did when it came
look at
out.
That.
Okay? You know,
Movement.
again, it's a song genuinely fluid, and you get to see so much promotion. All right, so again,
It works.
fair enough. Like I said, it works. Now let's see who again comes out on top. Immediately back on for the back step. One set up that zone up. Good raw launcher. And the taunt.
Yeah.
Wow.
Get rid of some of that gauge. That.
And got to remember this taps twice. Yep.
It's fine. Uh-oh. I can believe the corner says Talking Tom though.
Send it out there. Taki's gonna have to be careful because if he ends up having to if he ends up unsafe, Mach is gonna be there. All right.
Mach is there right now.
Such a so the immediate dash attack.
Mach holding nothing back now.
And again, I guess it's nothing to remember, folks. Again, these target combos, they go high, low, in. They juggle, all right? They, slide up and down. Gotta be careful. Gotta have that defense ready.
Almost tied up. I'm throwing it out, but Mach with a return, just the launcher.
Again, he sent off to this guy.
Happy about that.
Understandably so, all right? You can still tell he's having fun, but at the same time, focus, laser-like. I love that. Again, while we have that going here, seriously, shout out to the HyperX Arena again, giving us this great venue.
Insane. Has already taken half the life off of Talking Tom, but couldn't quite get a conversion with the launcher. Just a little bit out of range, but not too bothered by that. Still sitting in the driver's seat. Ouch. Throw it again, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Just look for another opportunity to do it again. It's so good at those lower health levels. Alright, Talking Tom, foot on the gas. Back.
Had the opportunity to capitalize on the punish, but, halted right there, so.
That'll do.
Yeah, just another small, bit of praise to this game. The sound design. When it comes into, different characters with their, whether it be just their hands and feet or their particular weapons, there is something eerily satisfying about that thud that you get with Rhodey's Black Batons. Same thing with Steam's Whip, same thing with the Blade. Again, beautiful sound design. A game that just visually and audibly had so much going for it. But, like I said, Mach's a winner. Moving a little bit forward on this.
Absolutely. No, yeah, the game just, again, like you said, just has no business having the level of production that it does for the time it came out in. But I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I love when they push the envelope like that.
Yeah, like I said, it may be a little janky, yes. I mean, it was the 90s.
Old game,
yeah, like I said, it was the 90s. And literally back then, it was simply a matter of whatever was thrown to the wall and kind of stuck. Yeah. Not even stuck to the wall, but like left enough of
slid off slowly.
Yeah, like left enough of an apparent trail while it was sliding off. That's basically where we ran with in a lot of things. So I'm not going to discredit anybody who worked on the game back then. And yeah, all right. So things didn't pan out the way, like not too much from this game became standard moving forward. No harm in that, no fuss, no fuss. You still have all that right here in this one neat, beautifully designed package. It's simply a matter of figuring out your speed part.
Right.
And yeah. You know.
Later fighting games have come to appreciate the target combos. Mortal Kombat adopted them very quickly from Art of Fighting. The man who taught me how to play fighting games initially was the person who told me that. Like, yeah, it was from Art of Fighting. Like, oh yeah, that tracks. That makes sense.
Again, like I said, the funny thing is that for all the general, again, like I said, run-of-the-mill boilerplate as autonomous as breathing, type of stuff that we more often than not just assume is taken for granted here. Scratch deep enough, dig deep enough, and you'll find out, yeah, majority of all that stuff, originated in an SNK game, basically. And again, this is part of the reason why, like, SNK, people forget how long SNK has actually been in the business of making these games. And sure, everybody else made different games to appeal to a different kind of, creative itch they had back then. And the one thing that we can say that the longevity of fighting games, which needs a lot more love, to be perfectly frank, because like all of these series has been running on for like damn near 30 years now, if not more. And the fact that that type of longevity for digital entertainment, all right, and for something that is by design, kind of like narrow and laser focused as fighting games, for them to be going on, for them to be old enough to drink and drive in boats, okay?
Yeah.
You really have to like appreciate all the different steps and all the like different shades of inspiration that have been originated in some games and crossed over in others, things that have become relatively standard, times when experimentation becomes the name of the game, or when somebody wants something to be just a little bit different. Since we're on the subject of SNK games, one of the games that I enjoy, like literally just knowing exists, is Bariki 1. Because that game...
Kraken Virtua Fighter or something, yeah?
Yeah, like I said, here it is a game where it isn't even about pushing buttons so much it is, again, knowing your motions.
Yeah.
And, like, that was, for me at the time, like, the one time I got to play that game in the very, very beginning, like, that, it took me off my feet, basically, because I did not understand at first. But once you find that groove, then now you can coexist with the game.
And
that's a really big thing. Yes.
It feels so much different than like any other kind of like when you can coexist and you can play an SNK game and you can know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
I always have a hard time explaining it. I'm like, it feels like there's no other fighting game. It feels like when you're moving, like even in something as like their flagship KOF, when you're moving and you're hopping and you're doing everything you need to do, it's just like you're not thinking so much as you're just flowing with it. It's so good.
Like I said, I told one person who ultimately, went up. I'll come back to that.
We got Chueco.
Going up and again, like posing with Mike real quick. Nice. Big DP there.
Yeah, that's great pursuit. And a raw launcher.
And gets a nice little pick up there. And the pursuit. Pretty awesome. Gets the body splash off the top rope.
That'll do.
Good stuff from my boy Wang. Again, look at that smile.
How can you hate him? Looks like the dweebish kid in your 90s cartoon. Definitely could tell you all about the Pythagorean theorem or something. But also hit you with his belly. Alright, Draco. Being alive here, still gonna need to. Oh no! You didn't want that. You're dead. You're extra dead.
Caught the windmill, my friend.
Put the tag on the toe. Oh my god.
Swagel putting two on the board real fast.
Marcus.
Just as surprised as we are, okay?
Oh, I thought someone picked Lenny. I was going to say, all right, let's go.
All right, so we go up, one, over, mock, right?
Just, yeah, living and dying by those raw launchers. Wake up raw laundry is definitely a choice. Waco currently dying by it, but was living by it earlier, so dead here for sure.
Again, it's the important thing. You get to see, games like this. I know we joke about like modern stuff now with the whole sense of like, the two-touch game. Yeah, Art of Fighting 3, very true.
Yeah, this game.
Right, and another important thing when it comes to Buddy throwing out the baton, there is no hurt box on it coming back, so that if you don't get hit with that initial arc, that is free game. Get in there and get that punch.
Yeah, as we just saw, Waco taking advantage of that. Now sitting on a commanding life lead, a little bit left. Oh my God! Just do it again. Let's go.
Wake up when Mill caught him a second time after getting caught with the super himself.
Spinning with everything. God, yeah. Gonna avoid the Tonka, not too concerned about it. Waco with the position advantage. Or did have it. Now is just in the corner, and Mock's not going to let him get away with that, I would imagine. Yep.
The pursuit.
Going to have to catch up. He's going to throw the Tonka. Yeah, has to block it. Charge. What's the move here? Okay. Oh.
Top of the arc. Unfortunately, there's no way he's going to be able to get around that one. So, Mock ties it up here with the Rudy. Again, like I said, that poker player mentality, keeping the shades on, making it difficult to get a read on your opponent.
When in Rome. In poker land, definitely throwing your shades out, by the way. Goodness, Mock now just controlling this like mid-range, but longer.
Nice pick up there.
Absolutely, that hurts. Ow. Okay, I don't know what happened. He jumped over and then just got smoked.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm like, they were like, all right, no, I'm not missing anything. He just jumped over and died. All right then. Right, looking to carry that momentum over. Gonna just backdash a little bit.
Bird. Trying to go for the spot dodge, but
nothing comes out, yeah. Knockman, quick work of that. Game 3. That was as really fun.
Gotta love that 90s.
Yeah, it's my favorite thing ever. I love seeing that. Losers final is first to 3. Someone should tell them.
Stay on!
At least that's what I have on my... Yeah, okay, cool. Like, my itinerary says first to 3 for this.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic.
And again, like I said, it's perfectly fine. Just, you really don't know.
Yeah, like, we've never had this game like this.
So, just on the simple fact that it's something that a lot of people have never touched. Yeah, you want to like, do I go for the next round again? Like, yeah, no, I gotta go for the 3. Okay. And like I said, perfectly fine. Even in moments like this where there might be like some logistical confusion, use it as a refresher. Catch your breath, collect yourself, get back into the game a little bit. Even if it's going to be like, a mental thing, still, let it be one of those moments where, again, you can breathe, collect yourself, kind of get that little bit of refocus. Because, believe it or not, that tiny little bit of downtime can sometimes make a difference.
Yeah, that can save you.
Don't tease me.
I hear she's pretty good. But we're going to get the wang.
Okay. I said I can live with that. No, it's just what it is. When I say don't taunt me with the So Trigger trying to establish an offense with a couple of jump-ins, but coming off of it.
Not too much, but it's going to be able to get something started a little bit here. Drop the Pelican. Because going to have to not let him get, over there.
Not do that, basically.
Yeah, that's just a really tough situation. The movement's so good. Backdashes are so far. I don't think there's really anything to be able to do.
It's hard not to see that and think, there's some bad intentions behind that master.
Oh, he's cracking skulls here. There we go, Wang with a chance to play, is what I would say, but he's dead, and that's a perfect round even, I think.
Even he's impressed.
Yeah, I think it's going to go that well.
Yeah, now Mach has succeeded. He's moving on. And I already forgot who's in the winner's side.
Winner's side is going to be Koji Kong.
Ah, okay.
So you're looking at another winner here.
Again, fine. I said, I am perfectly comfortable with that being the case. It's just a growing pain, so to speak.
Yeah. I mean, the early days for a game, you find what's good at this level, and then you play it. You run it into the ground until someone finds, like, oh, well, this thing has this weakness, it has this vulnerability, this character takes advantage of this really well, and that's how your meta kind of develops.
Again, it is a evolutionary process, but it takes time.
And then as people get better at the game, you get more people playing maybe characters that are considered a little bit worse, or characters that are niche, they excel in other areas, and so on and so forth. So it's but for now, you're gonna get what is good.
Yeah.
At this level.
Yes, what can be seen is proven. That's what you want. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. When it comes to fighting games, ultimately it is a matter of equivalent exchange. Certain times you're just going to, again, run with what works until you come to find out that there might be a weakness, or you come to learn that somebody else has a almost natural or almost complementary counter to it.
Yeah.
Something that just, again, blends and meshes very, very well to complete the whole of the gameplay. We ain't there yet.
Nope.
But when we do, once we get there, once the players start really, again, managing everything in the game, being able to see it from beginning to end, understand the roster, understand their characters' weaknesses, understand their characters' specialties too. Because one of the important things to know here is that for this particular roster, half of them have weapons.
Yeah.
And while there's always going to be the weird sense of legality that comes into it. Again, it's fighting games. Please don't think about it that hard.
Some people have swords.
Exactly.
Some people have fireballs. So.
Yeah, exactly. Don't think about it that hard. It is one of those things where you have to think, all right, well, what does this allow? What does this, give me advantage to? What does this allow me to counteract? Again, these are the learning and growing pains when something enters the competitive space. It'll be quick on account of the fact that, again, it's relatively a small roster, and it being an older game, you're not going to have to dig too deep to really find, that ore at the bottom of the mountain for it. But once people start mining it for themselves, coming about it in different ways.
Hold on. Oh. We got a walkout of the hype tunnel.
Okay, all right. Not bad. So the man comes down.
They were talking to me about walkouts. I was like, I wonder what they mean.
Now I'm coming in on the loser side of Grand Finals. Has the opportunity. He's got some work to do. If he wants to take it, he's got to go 6. But on the flip side, this is the man himself, Koji Kong. He is there. He is in. He is ready. He is coming down the stairs. Let's make some noise for Koji right now. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, it's a guy who has always been a top-tier competitor for a very long time.
In a lot of different games.
Exactly. So to see him come here, to see him be in this particular position, or on Fighting 3, Vegas Climax 5, he is on the winner's side. He has the easier road to it. But here's the thing. We cannot assume that it's going to be easy. Just because on paper, he's got the shorter route to victory.
Right.
Doesn't mean it's going to be a less arduous route.
Right. Absolutely. It could very well be a reset into a Game 5.
Who knows?
And both of these guys have proven that they stand at the top as the cream of the crop. So no matter who comes out on top, it's not going to be too surprising. But
Again, like I said, there are really no losers here. I mean, yeah, somebody is going to, catch the L just on the simple fact that it's a tournament run.
Sure.
But in terms of like the experience, everybody's winning right now.
Right. Absolutely. Especially for a game that, as we've said, ad infinitum.
Yeah,
It's
we had
just
to.
here.
Okay, yeah.
It's only just now on this kind of stage.
Mm-hmm.
Probably for the first time ever.
Wouldn't put it past it.
Let me see exactly how this plays out. We are expecting nerfs. It could be anything, though. These guys, I'm sure, have played each other.
Definitely.
So maybe there's some secrets, some hidden techniques they've got, just in case I was going to run into you at Vegas. To it. If you are just joining us, thank you for joining us at Vegas Climax 5. I am celebrity commentator joined by Afro the Man. And we are going to be calling the action for your Art of Fighting 3 Grand Finals between Koji Cog and Monk.
And again, on the loser side, we have Monk, who has made a name for himself in a number of games. He is trying his hand at Art of Fighting 3. And on the other side of that, we have Koji Cog himself. Again, another legendary player. And for the two of them to be as skilled as they are, seeing them take what I lovingly refer to as baby steps into a new game. Air quotes on the new. Okay, just want to point that out.
Air quotes on the baby steps.
Yeah,
they traveled across the world.
Oh, no. I'm not talking about like in terms of travel and everything. I'm talking about just in terms of, again, game knowledge.
Sure.
All right, like, because these two, like, I can only assume that, like, if they got frequent flyer accounts, like, those things must be through the roof. But nonetheless, again, got this roadie mirror right now, and we need to see who is the better roadie right
now. Wow. Okay. The longest we've gone in a match without any damage being done.
Yeah.
There we go. That took forever.
So yes, believe it or not, defense is a thing in this game. So yeah,
you would not have been able to tell by how fast people have been dying.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's goodness. Yeah, they're just trading blows, and now not going to be the first one to get any meaningful damage. And is coming away with this round. Once he got started, Cog got finished.
Yeah.
Right. Playing a lot more measured. Just do the taunt. Yeah, let me get a little bit. It's so sick. It's so sick. Fighting gives it the highest level. Just sick. And here comes Mock.
Goes to the full time. Not enough time for the first thing.
Not gonna need it here. Just smack him in the jaw with the stick.
Backhand.
Mock taking that first game. 5 more to go.
Again, like I said, it's not impossible. It may feel unlikely, but here, when it comes to the grand finals, nothing is impossible.
Absolutely. I'm still waiting for the new challenger thing to show up. I think Koji Cog switched to one.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we did.
Okay. Got it. Well, we haven't seen this, so we will absolutely see how this is gonna play out. Mock is obviously not new to this matchup. Okay, no, he didn't actually. He's just actually. Okay.
Ooh.
Oh, wait a minute. He's gonna kill you.
Thought you were getting somewhere. No.
Yeah.
Came
Okay.
running, came steaming in.
So Mock, no stranger to the wing matchup. Obviously, having played Twaco twice.
Coach showing us new stuff.
Yeah, but it's gonna be a lot more like, what do you know? What is this one? How does this wing play? We'll see.
Trying to go with all launches, keeping it rolling this one. Nice little quick little 2-hit there.
Really play more conservatively now. The life lead is so astronomical. That was as I said, playing conservatively. Avoided that overhead. Why does it have a Kamehameha at the top of it? Whatever. Not much charge left on this side of Mach. Could possibly throw a, the DP. Koji Cog on the board.
Yeah, man, hey, you earned it. Take that straight.
That's what I like to do after a hard fight.
Alright, Stan Cody, you guys brought us to the dance, so why not?
Now getting work. Going to carry over to the corner. This is mix-up city is what I would say. More than happy to just back up, hold this Tonfa. Yes! He's going to, I was going to say he's going to need to find it. But not over yet. Needs to watch that Tonfa threat. Could still get thrown. Not so much now.
Alright, take out the legs. That's the one thing I learned. Always be careful about finding short people. Low center of gravity.
Oh yeah, true enough. Alright, well, Wonko-san looking very strong right now. Great life lead, Koji Cog. Outranged, but doesn't need to make any crazy decisions.
Just that.
Yeah.
Gets the chop.
All that's necessary.
He's going to take the momentum.
Yeah, because this is where it went all. So whoever takes the momentum, this is going to be a... Whoever wins this is in a great situation.
Yeah.
It's just fantastic for the mindset, fantastic for the mental. Right now, Chicago making a good argument for why it should be him, but Mach with a rebuttal. Stuck in the corner, argue. Throw it out. Yep. Gonna do it again. Absolutely. You're gonna have to block it. You're gonna have to make something happen. You can't though. Can't even jump here. You're just dead. Mach going to go up 2-1, angling for a reset.
He's right there. He's on the cusp of it, but we have been surprised by him before. So depends on onus is on Koji right now.
We're gonna see a third character. Nope. Gonna stick with Long. Nice low. Dash up low. Gonna get things going. The corner Pelican drop. And now Long's going to need to make something happen. But that flashing red is a terrifying thing. Never mind.
The earthquake.
Goro would be proud.
I'm going to go tit for tat here, back and forth.
Yeah, could very well be. It's looking like maybe possibly. Not definitely going to try and answer that. And doing a good job. Misses the rest of the combo, but we'll take what we can get and get off. Ouch. Yep, get that answer back.
Get him on these down. Alright, so it's either be the reset or feed new life breathe into Koji Cog.
One of the two for sure. I guess those are the only two options. Oh, what an anti-air. In the corner, the pursuit coming in. Anti-air again. No, not going to happen.
Oh, there's the DP.
Red stuff is active, not so much anymore.
And the
but
body splash. Alright, so Koji's still fighting on. And getting into the high drama territory.
Yep. 2-2. Straight back into it. Let's go.
They punish on the DP there.
Okay. The raw launcher not landing the first time. Gonna get it the second time. Koji Kog going to feel very good about that. Backing up. Wants to be as careful as possible. It's not over till it's over in the...
Wow.
Holy! Way to avoid the overhead. That might have genuinely killed you had you not. Oh my goodness, with Mach still with the comeback.
Right, Mach here, one step away from getting that reset. Would it really be an SNK event without a Grand Finals reset? I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think I can count on one hand the amount of times I haven't seen that happen.
Wow, the dash and low off the mid, basically. Interesting stuff on the low guy.
I can do nothing but applaud creativity. Anti-air. Oh, he tried for it. Koji Kog now going to need to try and get out of the situation. Mach with the driver's seat. Mach with the pressure. Mach throwing his baton in the air. And which way did you block?
From the top rope, and Koji Kog is still in it. Both players on point right now. Now, wouldn't this be the most, epic storytelling if after a day full of roadies, Wang comes out onto it?
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
That would actually be kind of sick. I didn't even think about that storyline.
Now again, this is not me playing favorites for it, but again, I have to acknowledge the elephant in the room here. Yeah, there's a possibility for one of the funniest things to happen right now.
Koji Kog's gonna have to fight his way out to make it happen. That's a good start. The red stuff on Mach, but it's going to be Wang Ko-san taking the Art of Fighting 3 Climax Championship. Koji Kog, congratulations.
Yeah, you definitely put your hands up, brother. You earned that one. And again, like I said, commentators curse. Spoke that one into existence. After all the roadies that we saw. And don't get me wrong, I enjoy when we get to see a character in repetition, that way we can learn more about them. See what's in their toolkit, especially with new games like this. New games like this.
I mean,
yeah. But to have all of that and have such a streak of Roddy's up to it, and then here we get to grand finals, and Wang Ko-san takes it with some relatively slick. Hey.
Yeah, they get a really cool thing for winning.
That's pretty, man.
They did that last year too. It's so sick.
Yeah, that goes up on the wall.
Oh,
damn
for
Skippy,
sure.
Yeah. So again, shout out to Koji Kog there, managing to pull that off. Good stuff. And again, like I said, those are only we only really got to explore the space with 2 characters today.
I was gonna say, I think there were literally only 2 characters.
Well, there were 4 on account of the fact that very early on, the first match, we saw the Carmen Cole and Robert Garcia.
Carmen Cole and Robert, yeah.
Exactly. So again, in terms of character variety, this is a relatively limited is a bad word. This is a relatively small roster.
Sure.
So again, you're going to have a number of mirror matches and character repetition. However, that does not change the fact that with all the roadie we saw, Wang came out on top.
Yep.
I know full well how that sounds saying it out loud. My apologies to any of the censors, but still, what happened. Wang Ko-san is the character behind Koji Kog becoming your Vegas Climax 5 Art of Fighting 3 champion.
Yeah, very well played to him. Very well played to all of the competitors.
Indeed.
Absolutely amazing to watch. I mean, what other opportunity was I going to have to commentate Art of Fighting? Come on.
And I do.
Sick.
The beauty of it is that here's something else to consider when it comes to new games entering the competitive space. You now have, this is what I was alluding to earlier, you now have the opportunity for people who may not have ever been on the mic before to really come into their own.
That's true.
Because it is a newly introduced game. And that's not to say that, your veteran commentators, they won't have their place. It's always going to be the case. But for the opportunity for somebody new to come in and to get some level of attachment, some level of familiarity, being the AOF3 person, whether it be at the local, whether it be in the regional, whether it be at a major, whether it be at a special event like this, somebody's going to walk away from what they saw on stream today And this is going to be that initial spark. This is going to be that moment of calling for them.
Yeah, not to say anything for the players.
Right.
Will see this and absolutely want to pick up this game, and like they can play it on the collection or they can play it on that other place that they know about. Like like the possibilities are endless, boundless for everyone to be involved. And like I definitely hope to see them out there. Hope to see them out here. Hope to see them wherever. Come find me. I'll play you. We'll play you. But in the meantime, you gotta get out of here, right?
Yeah, we got other games, man.
We got other games. So I have been celebrity commentator Ben Hooks, and I've been joined by
the one, the only Afro Dynamic.
And we'll see you soon.